It was forthcoming, only a matter of time. Surely, sometime soon. Wait for it. All these are comments made some 10 years ago. From various men and women, all in high places and influential, these were expressed. Leaders in the industry, and the highest of public servants have all been offered and accepted. As mentioned, I would have been too. I was very hopeful and always excited as to when it will come, or ever come. It never did. While I was elected as the youngest mayor of the city of Baguio, and probably the only Baguio-born one, I was invited and offered to be a part of an institution. A noble one, the Philippine Military Academy. All my life I grew up and looked up to the institution. Many a time I would be there. In my early years I will see Mom and Dad bring home and introduce me to their foster sons. Year in and year out more will be introduced. Upon graduation and to their careers on and until their retirement. My brothers would still be there. Kuya Cecil Chen retired among the highest in the Coast Guard. I was there with Mom and Dad. In my high school days I will always remember going to PMA to pick up a classmate and his friends. I will ask permission from his soldier dad to go out and play. I always do with all friends, I always ask permission. Sometimes I dread bringing him back home. It was always midnight by then. Why me? I was the only one who drove a car at that early time. I had a station wagon that could fit in a whole bunch of guys to and forth a basketball game. I too had to return them all one by one. Proj, Class 94, from PMA was always the last as I lived in Itagon and it was sort of out of the way for most and least accessible to a jeepney. It was always late to find one too. I hated all the stories of White Lady along Locan Road. Passing by the cemeteries of the unknown soldier was also another. It was always dark as there were no street lights. It was only until I had asked John Hay and BCDA to install some, but after 30 years. I was mayor by then. Despite all that, I still had to bring Proj safely home. As mayor, I asked the local government to provide what it can for PMA. Once, Mississippi Earth candidates toured the institution. It was so embarrassing as there was not a presentable CR for them there. Remember, this is a school, not a hotel, so please understand. I do. Another was that women were only a recent addition, so you can imagine. One of the most visited places in Baguio could not provide for its visitors. I was asked to help out. It was a very expensive CR. It is also the most appreciated and useful as of this day. Even the paving of roads were mostly provided by the city government. I too had helped in finding for donors for them. The Hyundai buses from the South Korean government. The Lopez Hall of Leaders from Oscar Lopez. The gymnasium and many more. Today, even in my private capacity, I still do. Generator sets for Yolanda was set aside for me for the cadets, delivered and picked up by me and my 4x4. I wish I had a bigger one, as I was asked to just get as many as I wanted from my Singaporean friend who was donating a lot. The biggest so far was from my friends in Manilad, an MVP for a rehabilitation work for their water systems.